Rory, good afternoon. How long has it been since you had this level of confidence in your game? And what, other than the victories, what in the technical part of it is giving you that confidence?
Yeah, so I would say, I think I was asked this question last week. I went on a run last summer, sort of it was actually after this tournament. I felt like my game wasn't in really good shape after Oak Hill. Sort of needed to reset, work on a few things. But then I came back out, I played Memorial Canada, US Open, Travelers, Scottish Open playoffs. You know, that stretch of golf, I think I had like 10 top tens in a row, got the win in Scotland. So my game felt pretty, it doesn't seem like that long ago that my game has felt this good. But I would say from a technical standpoint, some of the shots that I hit last week, some of the 3/4 shots, some of the wedge shots, some of the iron shots, combined with, how good I feel with the driver at the minute, is when I can see those 3/4 shots and those wedge shots going and starting on the right line, that obviously gives me a lot of confidence.
Taylor on 15.
We've talked through the years about how you've tried to go back to a mentality of just show up somewhere, play a practice round, and then go out there and play free. When you come back here, do you think of the mentality that you had when you won here 10 years ago? And do you try to use that again?
Sometimes I struggle to remember what I did yesterday. So I think if I look that far back, I mean, it's hard to rekindle those feelings and those memories. I can vaguely remember, coming here off the back of winning the Open and the old WGC at Akron. But, I think it's all about confidence and momentum. And I have a lot of confidence and quite a bit of momentum coming into this week. So as I said at the start, it's just about trying to keep that going. But as you said, like trying to play with freedom, I think this is a golf course that allows you to play with freedom because it's a big golf course. The corridors are wide, not too dissimilar to last week at Quail Hollow. So you can open your shoulders up a little bit off the tee and then, try to take your chances from there.
Owen on 5.
Rory, can I ask you about Jimmy's board resignation, what you thought about that and what the implications might be in your mind?
Honestly, I think it's a huge loss for the PGA Tour if they're trying to get this deal done with the PIF and trying to unify the game. Jimmy was basically the relationship, the sort of conduit between the PGA Tour and PIF. And, it's been really unfortunate that he hasn't been involved for the last few months. And I think part of the reason that everything is stalling at the minute is because of that. So it's really, really disappointing. And, I think the tour is in a worse place because of it. So we'll see where it goes from here and we'll see what happens. But, I would say my confidence level on something getting done before last week was, as low as it had been. And then, with this news of Jimmy resigning and knowing the relationship he has with the other side and how much warmth there is from the other side, it's concerning.
Kira on 8.
So Shane Lowry mentioned that you told him what you had off the tee, the driver at Zurich, was the best you'd ever driven the ball. You've also said that you like to play your way into form. Why is it that you are able to play your way into form?
So from a driving perspective, yeah, I think it's honestly, it's probably the best driver I've had in the last few years. I've really gotten comfortable with the driver. And I think some of the technical things in my swing are just a little bit better. And the good drives are still very good, but the bad drives aren't as bad. So the misses aren't as wild. And then, sorry, what was the second part of the question?
Well, just, you've always historically said that you like to play your way into form. Well, why is that the case for you?
I think for me, it's not, I can stand all day on a driving range and hit balls and not really learn anything. Because I think so many of us out here have got such great hands and have hit so many golf balls in our lifetime that we're just going to be able to figure it out some way. So, change a little feeling here or there. So to me, when I learned the most about my game just by playing. I've played a lot this year. I've sort of figured out where my weaknesses are, what my tendencies are, how I can manage my game better. And yeah, I just like, after the win in New Orleans, I didn't pick up a club for 6 days. I hit balls for a couple of hours at the Grove on Sunday before going to Quail Hollow. And, I go and I produce a performance like that. So, I think you need to know yourself, and sometimes it's about grinding on the range and working on technical stuff, but at other times it's just about getting on the golf course, playing with a card in your hand, and understanding, how you're playing a game. I think that, the one thing about golf compared to any other sport is we don't practice on the field that we play on. So, it would seem counterintuitive to spend all your time on the practice range instead of on the golf course. So I've just tried to spend as much time on the golf course as I can.
Right, Dan, 7.
It's been quite a few years for you. How are your energy levels, and just on a personal level, like how are you doing?
I'm ready to play this week.
John?
Rory, given the success of Europeans in other major championships, can you put your finger on why they have had relatively little success in this championship?
I mean, I think if you think of quintessential American golf, I think, golf courses that we go to for the PGA Championship are usually, somewhat like these. I would say Kiowa was a little bit different, or, maybe even somewhere like Southern Hills a couple of years ago. But yeah, I don't know if I can put my finger on it. It's the same thing. I think GMAC was the first, I don't know if he was the first European or the first British player to win the US Open since Jacqueline in 1970. So, I mean, these things are cyclical, and yeah, I don't know if I can put my finger on it, but I think just that, it's a big golf course, thick rough, softish greens, that seems to be more of a American style of play.
Thanks for your time, Rory. We appreciate it.
Thank you.